Meanwhile, the inner planets, like Earth, had developed crusts.
Going on and on.
This is kind of a tangent, but I, for a really long time, used to think that the Kittrick name came from Ukraine, and I thought that I was Ukrainian because Kittrick is actually an Irish name taken from the Norse, but that wasn't our real name because the people who came over were illiterate. Their original name was probably something like Katowice. They said it at Ellis Island, and the people wrote down Kittrick because they misheard it, they misunderstood, and they couldn't spell it. So that's just kind of what happened. Another Kittrick put Kittrick on there. Anyway, I found out the other day talking to my dad, no, they weren't Ukrainian at all. They were some Germans who lived in Ukraine for like a year. It's like so disappointing because Eastern Europe, I think has a little bit more mystique than Western Europe does.
Yeah, and Germany is like the gateway to Eastern Europe, though.
It is, yeah, and Germany's cool, but everyone's German. You want to get some of that Slavic charm. You want to get some of that weird, like.
Yeah, I had my 23andMe done. As you know, I'm adopted, so my family came here 13 generations ago. I am the 13th generation of Haworths in America. This is the family that I was adopted into. British family, very British, to the point where my dad, when he adopted me and my brother, basically specified that he wanted us to be completely white. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My dad, he had some.
I could kind of tell the British thing from the name Chauncey Haworth.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, I think that's.
Yeah. My dad was a slightly racist gay man. So there was a lot of combination stuff to work out in there. But
yeah,
being adopted, I never really knew. And I was told I was half Italian and half English. And my brother was all English. This is what I was told growing up. And my mom passed on, and then years later, we're cleaning some stuff out of the attic, and I find my adoption paperwork and my brother Soames' adoption paperwork. And it turns out I'm 100% English, and Soames is actually half Italian. So all this time, whoever told us this got our paperwork.
They got it mixed up. Yeah.
Also, it turns out that my birth parents, this is weird. Have I told you this?
I don't think so.
Okay. My birth mom was 14. My birth father was in his early 20s. And they were both water sports enthusiasts. This is all the papers said.
That honestly seemed like where someone named Chauncey Haworth, who was 100% British, would come from.
Yeah.
They were probably the freaking Yale rowing team.
Yeah. Don't look up water sports enthusiasts today. You're going to get different results. But at the time,
true,
1976, when I was born, I think it meant volleyball. So.
Oh, okay. Like water volleyball?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know anything about like different sports, especially not sports that are played in the water. So like, I'm surprised there even is such a thing. But
right. They make you melt. I get you.
Well, I just can't cross it if it's moving at all. So.
Right. Yeah. So, but I did also find out that I'm 2% Northern European Jew.
Nice.
I don't know what that means, but apparently I'm that.
I don't really know what that means either, but I assume it's just Jewish people who had been living for centuries and centuries and centuries in Northern Europe.
To the point where it created a new genetic marker.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe it's referring to like Northern like Israel in ancient times or something. I think that's kind of unlikely. I think it's probably the first thing, but who knows? Like all these like ways of like grouping race and stuff genetically are pretty arbitrary, you know. So it's it's based on sort of history and culture as much as it is genes.
Yeah, no, I know race is not a scientific term, you know,
Right.
or at least not a hard science term.
Exactly.